Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. Today we're going to be working on two very easy DIY Christmas projects using mostly Dollar Tree supplies. So let's get started with project number one. What we're going to need for this mini snowman ornament, you'll need the 2-pack of wooden rulers. We'll just need one of those. If you don't have those in your store, something like this from the kids section would work great. You could actually get 5 snowman ornaments out of this, so it would be cost effective. Also need the tumbling tower game for the blocks. We're going to need some black wire, which I believe comes in a 2-pack of red and black. We'll need some red bells, or the color of your choice, of course. Some mini pine cones. And then I was going to use this wooden snowflake from this wood sticker pack. Decided against it, but of course you could use it. A couple of just paint brushes from Dollar Tree, or any paint brushes you have in your supply. Apple barrel paint in Snow White, Harvest Orange, and this antique parchment, all from Walmart, 50 cents a bottle, easy. And then I just have some Waverly chalk black color and ink, or any black paint would work. And then I have a strip of fabric. Now you could use any of these that I have gotten from Dollar Tree. Really cute black and white check, or this really cute truck fabric. Any kind of fabric will do. We're going to start with one of these tumbling tower blocks. Now I drilled 2 holes, one on each side. If you don't have something to drill holes with, I'll show you later on how you could just wrap the wire around the block. So we're going to start with our ruler here, and this ruler is actually about 1 1/4 inches in width. So if you end up using one of these other pieces, just mark it about 1 1/4 inches in width all the way across. Cut down, easy to just cut with your scissors, and you should get 5 ornaments out of it, like I stated earlier. If you're going with the ruler, go ahead and peel off the little measurement stickies. It's nice and easy. And I'm gonna mark this ruler about 5 inches in length, so you'll be able to get 2 ornaments out of the ruler. And then go ahead and sand off all the edges so it's all nice and smooth where you made the cut. I just used my miter box and saw on this one off camera. Now I'm taking the piece we're going to use for the brim where I want to place it, and I'm marking the top and bottom edge. This is going to give us some paint lines, and then I'm going to go around with some painter's tape, and just about 1/4 inch in all the way around I'm going to tape it because I want that area free of paint. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and, using some of the black paint, I'm going to paint the top portion there, stopping at that first line where I marked it. Paint the bottom in white, and then you're going to also want to remember to paint your little brim piece in black as well. Once that's done, if you go ahead and decide you want to use a snowflake, you might want to paint that here. Again, I decided not to use it. Once everything's painted, go ahead and peel your tape off. You can see we have a nice little margin, a little messed up, but we'll fix that. We're going to make this a little bit rustic looking, so I'm just taking some sandpaper and I'm sanding all around that tumbling block, all the edges front and back, and then we're going to go ahead and sand around where we painted as well on the ruler, and that'll clean up any little edges of paint that kind of leaked out under the tape. Then we're going to just kind of dry brush a little bit. So I'm using that antique parchment paint, just dipping my brush into it and just dry brushing a little bit around the edges, and then just kind of wiping it back off with an old towel. You can see here it just adds just a little bit of texture for us. Nice and easy, really lightly handed. Now we're going to make the face area. I'm just using another piece of tumbling tower block just to kind of mark off my area. I'm going to use the end of my paintbrush, dip it into some black paint, and then I'm just going to touch the piece of wood to it, and it's going to make us a nice little dot. Now these are a little bit tiny because I didn't have a lot of paint on the end of my brush, so I'm going to dip it back into some more paint, go back over the same area, and it'll make the dots a little bit bigger. Nice and easy. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in and do the same thing for the mouth. I'm going to kind of start in the center with a bigger dot and gradually get a little bit smaller as I go out. Both sides. Just like that. Now I'm going to draw my nose a little bit. I'm going to do a long triangle. And then I'm going to use a thin paintbrush and use that apple barrel orange paint here and just kind of paint my nose in a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot, because I want a nice looking nose, and you can make whatever angle you want, however long you want it, it's your choice. And then make sure this all dries really, really well for the next step, or you could have disaster, because those little dots, if they're not completely dry and you go in to sand it a little bit like I'm doing here, I'm kind of sanding the eyes and the nose, that black's just going to spread everywhere. But you can skip sanding if you prefer. Now we're going to add wire onto our brim piece, and this is going to make our hanger and add a cute little touch. You're going to cut off about 18 inches, but what I'm going to show you first is just a piece of sample wire onto a tumbling block if you do not have access to a drill and couldn't pre-drill your holes. Okay, so this wire is too short, but I'll show you kind of what to do. So you're going to take it, have a little piece sticking out, wrap it around about 3 or 4 times, and then twist your longer piece to that short piece all the way around. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side, but here's where my wire is too short. But once you get to the end, after wrapping it 3 or 4 times, twist it around, and now this is what it'll look like. Now if you pre-drilled holes, go ahead and stick your wire through the hole, and then you're going to take the end of your paintbrush, just wrap it around and make a little curlicue, and then kind of twist it against the hole there. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to bring your wire through. I have a lot of wire here. Kind of cut off the excess, take it, wrap it around your paintbrush, and then kind of smush that against your brim, just like that. Okay, our brim is done here. I'm just adjusting the wire hanger part, but we're going to put that aside for a minute, and we're going to work on the scarf ensemble. I've just got a 1-inch piece of fabric here, about 24 inches in length. After I cut it, I pulled on the threads all the way around to kind of fray the edges. And then here you can either tie it into a bow or a knot, either one. I like the bow, but I in the end went with the knot because I thought it would be a little bit easier for putting all my little decorative pieces on top, but either one would be cute. And my scarf piece is a little long here, but I'd rather have it long and then cut off the excess. I leave all the little frayed threads. I like that. Cut it to length, kind of fray the edges where you cut it, and then we'll start decorating. What I've got is a couple of rusty bells, actually, rusty wire and a rusty safety pin, and I will put that link down below for you so you can do this yourself using household supplies. And then I'm going to take the wire and curl it around a paintbrush to make a nice long curlicue. And then I take the bell, I add it to the safety pin, and I pin it onto the scarf. And then I'm going to glue the little wire right up under the scarf at the top underneath. Kind of hide that little edge. Add a little piece of greenery, a little pit berry, any of these you can find at Dollar Tree, kind of glue that in. Add the other little bell. And then I'm going to add the tiny little Dollar Tree pine cone in the middle. And then we're going to glue our brim on, and once this brim is glued on, this project is complete. Let's move on to project number 2. Now for this project, I'm going to be using some Arteza paint colors. I'm going to use, these are in matte shade. I'll have the links down below for you for the Arteza products I use today. I'm going to be using this koala gray and titanium white. Any gray or white will do. And these 2 long home decor signs from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to paint directly over them, a couple of coats, the first color in the gray, all the way around front and back, because we want everything covered up. I'm going with the black because later when we distress, I like that original black will kind of shine through a little bit. But you can use the white ones as well. I believe they have black and white ones. And then I'm going to go over, once that gray is dry, in a couple of coats of white all the way around. Now if you want, you can just do 1 coat, kind of dry brush the white right on top, however you prefer. But my method is kind of a couple of coats of the base coat, the top coat, and then I come in with my 80 grit sandpaper on my sanding block and I sand it all up and distress it all up. All around the edges, both pieces, and this is what it'll look like when it's all finished, of course. Now we're going to work on, I have a little wood heart here. Any wood heart you can get at any craft section in the craft stores, or of course if you have any of the leftover wood heart stickers from Dollar Tree from Valentine's, one of those will work. I'm just painting it first couple of coats in white and then coming over on this one and painting it in gray. So I'm doing the exact opposite in my painting, because on the signs I started with gray and went white, and this one I went white with gray over the top. And I do 2 coats here because, again, I'm going to come in and sand it, and I want that distressed look. Of course, you can paint white and then just dry brush gray over the top if you want. And I do all sides of this because it can be seen from the front and back. I'll show you here what it looks like. Just like this, all nice and distressed. Love how it looks. Now I'm cutting using my Cricut Explorer Air machine, cutting with some red vinyl here. Of course, if you don't have a Cricut machine, Dollar Tree has great letter stickers and stuff right now. You could do the same thing with a couple of packages of sticker letters. All right, and then once that's cut, I'm going to weed off my excess vinyl and leave just the words, pulling out the little centers of the letters, leaving just the words that I want for my sign. And my quote today says, "I want a Christmas that whispers Jesus." But the letter stickers, like you could get plain letter stickers at Dollar Tree, and then they also have the cursive letter stickers. So if you get a combination of both, you know, you can do the same type of thing here that I'm doing, a combination of a regular print and kind of cursive. And I, of course, will have the fonts used down below for those of you that have a cutting machine. I used Kefa, K-E-F-A, and Smackover for my fonts for this project today. Just kind of showing you the process on all of these, weeding them off. Of course, again, like I said, taking out the centers of the letters. And then once that's done, I'm going to come in with my favorite transfer paper from Arteza, transfer tape. I'll have that link down below for you, and I'm going to just do this in sections. It's easier for me to put it on our signs. Do each piece in sections, kind of peeling off my transfer tape first. I love this transfer tape because it's like a nice thick quality, almost vinyl texture, and it works great doubling as a stencil as well. Again, I'll have the links down below for you for the paint and the stencil tape here, transfer tape actually. Laying these on kind of backwards, getting them ready to go, putting them in the spot I need them to be, and then I'll use the little tool that comes with the transfer tape as well. I'm going to rub everything on here, get it down nice and stuck very well, and then peel off the transfer tape. Kind of having to rub again as I go, of course. I'm just showing you the whole process here so you can see it. Got the top portion done. Now I've got the bottom portion done here. Peeling off our last little bit. I centered both of these on the wood blocks, but I want my sign to kind of, it's going to kind of sit off center a little bit, as you can see here the way it's laying, and I'm just putting where I want my heart to be, making sure it fits right. I'm going to add a little bit of Beacon Fabri-Tac glue today, which is a glue I've been using today, and add my heart to the end of the bottom of the sign, and once this is on, this project is complete. So I hope you enjoyed both of these very easy Dollar Tree projects today. Leave me a comment down below and let me know which project was your favorite and that you would love to try and make. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video from me. Come follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, my blog. Come join my Facebook group where we share lots of fun and creative ideas. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.